Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is ScrapMan bringing you another episode of Trailmakers, and today we are revisiting what we tried in the last episode, which is to create a vehicle that rides with beach balls. Now, the reason I'm saying it that way is because last time I said at the end of the episode, I might have even got the entire concept wrong. So after I posted the episode, I was quickly informed that I was actually doing this in super hard mode. That was not the way that it was supposed to be meant. And rather than riding on top of beach balls, which is what I thought was the meaning of it, it's not riding on top of them, it's just riding using them, in which you actually are supposed to trap the beach balls with your vehicle and not constantly spawn in a magical carpet of beach balls as you drive along the ground. So we are going to be building a completely new vehicle for this one. I'm not even going to modify my old version because that was designed to be like a platform to be on top of beach balls. And this vehicle, I'm gonna want it to be a little bit more minimalistic as far as design goes. And the big thing is going to be figuring out how big are the beach balls so that we can enclose them as closely as possible. So then basically I just have to build the base first, and then we're going to see how to handle the beach balls. I think we're going to have one beach ball in back and then two in front. And then when we get there, we're just going to figure out how to measure the circumference of the beach balls. But we got to get there first, so let's get building. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Basic Foundation Phase 1. I think we have, I hope we have the sizing right here because the balls seem to fit directly into the circles that we've made. So what we have to think about is how to keep our vehicle above the ground so that we can rest on top of the beach balls rather than just resting on the ground like this and the beach ball is just sitting in the holes. So I think we're gonna have to do something similar to what we had done previously where we have legs supporting us, and then when we launch the beach balls, we can put the legs away. But that means that we have to create something that kind of cradles on top of the beach balls that prevents us from just falling right through them. And then we're gonna have to figure out how to add thrust to this thing. And so far, I'm liking the design of it. I'm keeping it relatively simplistic, like just what we need, and then aestheticizing the rest of it to make everything flow nicely. But I need to do something with the front here to contain these cannons. I'm not sure what to do about that yet. But we got the basic design down. Now we just got to get to building the functionality aspect of it. Okay, so I'm testing out this design here. That's kind of going to serve, I'm hoping it's going to serve as a dual functionality. It seems like it might be a little bit sketchy. But the idea is that the mechanism that is going to hold in the ball into this hole here is also going to serve to keep us above the ground. And the transition from keeping us above the ground to holding the ball is going to be contained within this same mechanism here. So the idea is and I only have it on one right now, so that's why I don't know if it's going to work or not yet, because it doesn't work too well on this, but it might work better when it's applied to all 3 sections. So, you press this button to flip upside down. No, the idea is you press this button. There we go. I pressed it right. Oh, of course. Come on. Just don't crash, please. Don't. Okay, good. You press that button, and all 3 of them are going to have them, so you're going to be above the ground. Then you put the beach ball in, and then when you press the other button, it hopefully contains the beach ball in such a way that it's still going to be keeping us above the ground, and I'm hoping that's going to give us enough leverage to actually be able to do this. I don't know what to expect. But all we can do is try, so let's put this on the rest of them and see if this works. All right, here we are. This is the moment of truth. Is this a working concept or not? So we spawn in the beach balls, and then we press this button. And I don't have any thrust to test this thing out with, but the good news is it's not touching the ground. For some reason, this right beach ball over here does not want to hold us up as much as the other ones. Like, it keeps wanting to sink down to that side just a little bit. So I don't know what the deal is with that. But as a concept, this seems to be working so far. Now all we got to do is apply some thrust to see if we can actually roll on these things. Okay, here we go. Moment of truth. So set ourselves up here. Don't break. Okay, we didn't break. Spawn in the balls. Contain the balls. And thrust. It's working. The turning could be a little bit stronger. It's probably just because I don't have it centered. My turning is at the front rather than on the sides, but this is actually looking kind of cool. And it's totally working. It's a little bit more glitchy than I would hope for, and I'm wondering if that's just because of the technique I used to contain the beach balls, because it's on like a moving part kind of, rather than a static part. I wonder if a static part would be more effective or not. But I'm actually really liking how this thing works so far. So there's a couple things I want to add to this. I want to make it look better, first of all. I want to cover up the beach ball things and the thrusters with some things. And I also want to potentially, I want to add more thrust to it so we're faster, and I want to add better turning to it so we can turn faster as well. All right, so let's despawn the beach balls. I love the way that these things look, though. Just like that, just that on its own. This thing looks cool. All right, let's make some more adjustments, see if we can make this thing even better. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to what I think is actually the final product. Now, I've added a lot more aesthetics to this thing. I've added some headlights on it. I made it look kind of cool, I think, with some aesthetic parts and some more angle pieces, even more aerodynamic. And I've discovered something new that makes this thing much easier to use. And that is, I don't need to do this stage at all. This was completely pointless, even though I put some decent amount of thought into making a multi-purpose design, being able to lift itself up, put the balls in, and then switch over. I realized that it not only is it a little bit glitchy, but it's also completely useless. Because if I just do this and press it, the balls just fill in the space anyway, so it just lifts us up off the ground. So we don't need to actually switch modes. So the other thing I did was I added 4 more thrusters into this thing. You can't really see them here, but there's 2 in the skinny part, and there's 2 on either side of the cockpit, and as well as 2 up in the front behind the sharp pointy nose. And I've also added another helicopter servo to make for much quicker steering. It might look a little bit much right now, but when I'm actually moving, it's a little bit dampened. So let's see how it goes. So I have it just WASD controlled because I don't think my tilt is really going to affect it that much. So it looks like we can go close to 70 miles an hour, and turning, oh, look at that. That is great. This thing is actually really easy to control. It just feels slightly glitchy. Like it feels, you can hear a lot of collision noises happening, and I don't really know if that's because of the beach balls and the way that the beach balls are just colliding, or if there's something happening with the creation itself. But I think it's just the beach balls, and there's nothing that we can really do about that. But I'm going to say that this was way easier than my last attempt at using beach balls. And I just tried hard mode first, so of course this is gonna feel way easier. So let's actually drive this thing around for a little bit, see how easy it is to actually maneuver and control. Now I did try to put some wings on this thing, like just some vertical wings to try to help with the steering, but it didn't help at all. I didn't really do it that well, but this is actually really easy to control. I'm actually, oh. No problem. That is not a problem. When that happens, that is we have to go off a jump. That is absolutely not a problem, as you can clearly see. You know what? I'm not going off that jump. I'm going off this jump. This jump we're going to be able to get a straighter run at, and then we're going to lose our beach balls probably. I have no idea what to expect with this. We kind of almost survived. Can I still go like this? Hey, look at that. It still works. We just got 2 beach balls. Hey, this isn't bad at all. This works just as well. It looks kind of cool too. Huh. Overall, this thing feels a lot more stable than most of my creations, to be honest. Like, this thing's really easy to drive. It's really easy to control. And it's actually pretty stable. Let's see if we can actually... I don't know how wide we are, but compared to this cavern here, but let's see if we can just drive down here just to test out our controllability. All right. So far, so good. It's even handling bumps pretty well, despite how little ground clearance we have. Oh, boy. I can't believe that the ball stayed inside. This is insane. This is insane how easy this thing is. This is, like, ridiculously easy. You know what? I'm going to upload this to the workshop for you guys as well. This is going straight up onto the workshop. I don't know what to call it. I guess ScrapMan Beach Ball Rider. Look, we just did a jump, and the balls are fine. What about the water? I don't think we can do the water, but we can try. Oops, that's not helping. Well, let's give it a try. Okay. Nope. All right, I'm going to say this thing is an overwhelming success, and I'm just going to upload it to the workshop now. ScrapMan Beach Ball Rider. So the instructions are, press shift, press space, WASD for fun, and upload. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for you to play with as well. And let me know what you thought about it. What was your favorite part of this video? And, oh, thanks to all of you who commented, letting me know that this was the way to do... Basically, what I'm saying is like, subscribe, and leave some comments. Let me know what you enjoyed about the episode. And thanks for being there for me and watching my videos and letting me know how to do things better, because I just go into the videos not knowing what I'm doing all the time. But this time, I'm kind of proud of what I made. Well, this has been ScrapMan, and I'll see you next time. Bye.